Okay, welcome to the final part of Final Fantasy VI. So after all of that, finally make it to Kefka. Welcome, friends. I knew you'd come, so I've been practicing my greeting. How much do you have to destroy before you'll have had your fill, Kefka? I've acquired the ultimate power. Observe. Such magnificent power. Embrace your destruction. It is the fate of all things. Well, that's just rude. To be, maybe, sorry. People can always rebuild, and new lives will always be born, or whatever. So this is ultimately is like the final confrontation, not just like physically, but like philosophically, between the nihilistic Kefka and optimistic heroes here. And it just works so well. Not the end that matters, it's knowing you have something to live for right now, this moment. Something you've worked for, something that's worth protecting. As long as you have that, that's enough. Did you all find your somethings in this broken world that's dying itself? Yes. Because you'll always find something that's worth living for. Even a love, person worth protecting, wife and child who live on within me. And all the characters that you bring along with you will give their reason. Peaceful kingdom, a loving brother, always looks out for me. Someone willing to accept me for who I am. An adorable little granddaughter. Aw. An obnoxious grandpa who I couldn't live without. Wings from a dear old friend. New pals, Kupo. These people, all them. Oh. I actually don't know what such a great line. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to read it, but basically, it's like you all sound like lines from a self-help book. Because ultimately, that's who Kafka is. He's nihilistic. He can't see the point in. He just can't see what the point in living here, like in this world, like what would give anyone hope. Maybe. Or the dirt stuck to the bottom of that dirt. Kefka definitely does get some of the best lines in the game. I'll destroy everything. I'll create my own empire of death. Rise up the meatum. Alright, you can't destroy it. People will always have dreams. Yes, the power of dreams. Whenever I think of, like, the power of dreams, I just think of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Destruction of no precious. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Alright. Okay, I guess we're not going into the final battle just yet. He's still destroying stuff. It ends here, Kefka. Alright, so here is how the final battle will work. So you will select who you want to be in your primary party, and then you will select the characters that will go in as you lose party members. Now, party members are only replaced after a phase of the final battle. So if all of your party members that are fighting go down, then you lose. If you run out of party members, you lose. Like, as well, yeah. If you run out of party members, you lose. So here's what I'm going to start off with. I'm going to start off with Realm, Strago, Cyan, and Sabin. There's a specific reason why I want Strago in particular, as well as Sabin in my party first. Yes, proceed with this order. So there are 4 phases to this battle. And annoyingly, they don't call the different parts by their actual names. They call them by statues of God, blah, blah, blah. But what you need to know is that... So this first battle has 3 parts. We have the short arm, which is the one behind him, the long arm, which is the one in front of him, and then the base. So the short arm is weak to water, so Strago's Aqua Breath and Tsunami work pretty well against it. The long arm is weak to wind, so Arrow and Sabin's one wind-based blitz, Razor Gale, are both very good for it. And then the head, which is Visage, I believe is the actual name, not this statue of God C or whatever it is. Not that bullshit. It is weak to fire. It's also immune to earth, so don't use earth-based magic for it. He can hurt quite a bit, so definitely like keep up the healing. You gotta kind of keep an eye on this as you go through the fight. So obviously you need to keep an eye on it all the time. Okay, so it looks like we did manage to beat the head already. And these guys are actually part of the background. Like, this entire boss fight is actually a part of the background. So, like, the different pieces aren't going to go away as you defeat them. You just kind of have to know. So, I'm actually kind of fine with Sabin getting knocked out. Because I kind of intended for Cyan and Sabin to get knocked out fairly early on, so that I could get Celeste and Terra in. Sabin served his purpose. But, yeah. Alright. So, still using Aqua Breath. I should take out the short arm fairly soon. Main thing is keeping Strago alive as long as possible. Jeez, 3,000 damage. Yeah, this guy definitely has a lot of attack power. Gotta be careful with him. Yeah. Annoyingly, Strago ended up taking a dirt nap before I could cast Karaga on him, which is really annoying. That's one of my little pet peeves with the Final Fantasy games is curing. Like, I like to be able to use that I like to be able to cure and bring back at the same time. I don't like when you try and use cure, then your teammate gets knocked out at the last second, and then it just doesn't work because that's not what cure does. Gotta use life. This is the one that I so annoyed that they renamed all of these guys. I don't understand why they would call them by these random statue names because it is so confusing when trying to figure out who is who. So there are technically 4 parts to this part of the boss. There is Tiger, which is the tiger-shaped head. There is Machine, which is the one in the middle, the one I'm currently pointing at. There is Magic, which is the one all the way to the left there. And then there's Power, I believe is the last one. Yeah, Power. And that's the blue one in the front. So, recommendation, use Silence on Magic first. Like, one of the first things you should do is use Silence on Magic. That pretty much negates anything they can do, which makes the battle a lot easier. From there, just kind of focus fire on whoever you want. Tiger is weak to Ice. Machine is weak to Lightning. Power is weak to Poison. And then Magic is weak to Earth, which if you don't have anyone who can really do Earth-based magic, or if you don't really feel like using Quake, just hit him with heavy attacks and eventually he will go down. But yeah, this is the one section of the entire battle that annoys me the most with these random statue names, because it makes it so much harder to figure out who you're actually attacking. But alright, so I haven't talked about this since the battle started because it's a long battle and a lot of stuff to talk about, but the music. So this is Dancing Map. This is the song that's currently playing. It is a 17-minute long song. Like that's the actual length of the song. But it is so good. It's sort of a remix of Kefka's theme. But if you've ever listened to an orchestrated version of this song, it is so good. I really love like this part. The sort of offbeat da 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 part is just I don't know why. I just really like it. I can't really explain it. And it's most prominent in this section of the fight. I think this section of the fight is this part of the fight that it happens. Alright, so yeah, at this point, we're just kind of whittling away at the different statues. And using Setzer's dice to do some nice physical damage. Unfortunately, since I don't have the Celestria on Terra, her dual cast is actually a lot more every turn than what I personally prefer. Because unfortunately, if you have dual cast on, you can't actually use a single cast. You have to use dual cast. I was curious. I couldn't remember if gravity was considered like earth magic. I guess it's just quake that is considered earth. Yeah. Since magic is silenced, he can't really do much. Since he doesn't really have a whole lot of... His most damaging stuff is just... That's the other reason. Using silence on him will prevent him from using re-raise, which could bring back... I think that could bring back some of the others. So yeah, definitely a wise move to either kill him first or silence him being the preferred option. That pretty much makes him very vulnerable. No magic, you can't dispel silence if you're silenced. Silly, silly. Gotta love that. But yeah, at this point, all of the others, Machine, Tiger, and Power, are all defeated. So we're just kind of whittling away magic, and there he goes. You always know when the battle, like the current section of the fight, is over, because the screen will shake and you'll start ascending more. So this is the third phase. There are only 2 in this one, and this is the fight that I kind of abuse Ultima because this one kind of sucks. So you should go for Lady. So there's 2 here, Lady and Rest. Lady being the one at the top, and Rest being the other one. So that was Meltdown that I used. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to do a huge amount. So yeah, we're gonna kind of spam Ultima here, because I want to get rid of Lady. If you take out Rest first, I believe Lady can heal him or bring him back. So it's very wise to take out Lady first. Yeah, I do not spare any expense when dealing with Rest. Annoyingly, Rest does use his instant death attack, and we'll get there. So in an attempt to somewhat conserve MP, I'm going to start using Flare instead. Flare, Ultima, great. Repose is an instant death attack. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's like his desperation attack, so once he dies. And yeah, we no longer have Realm for the final fight, which really sucks because I wanted to do Charlie's Angels. But it's okay. We still have Celeste and Terra. So yeah, using re-raise on one of your party members will definitely help. And meet the final boss, Kafka. Life, dreams, hope. Where do they come from? And where do they go? Such meaningless things. I'll destroy them all. Alright, so this is Kafka. He doesn't have any notable weaknesses, as far as I'm aware. He's immune to poison, but he was basically immune to it the entire time. So I would recommend casting Re-Raise on any party members you can, because he can easily, after this one move, which will bring you down to single digits, Heartless Angel, yes. This is a scripted attack. It's going to hit you more than likely unless you somehow manage to kill him. Yeah, it brings everyone down to 1 health, and yep, there goes Setzer. Alright, Kiraga for, I guess, just Celeste. The end draws near. Pretty sure that was a disembodied head of Kefka. Interesting. Some very, very flashy moves. In this game. Overall, this fight's really not that big of a deal. I think the most notable part of it is just the fact that there's multiple phases. And there's a lot of grandeur to the entire fight. But from what I've heard, the X-Death fight from Final Fantasy V is a lot harder than this one. Oh, Terra. Better not die on us. There's Meteor, might as well show it off since we got it. Ouch. Oh no. It's less. Alright, let's get Horizon on Terra. Unfortunately, she's kind of low on magic. The dual cast without the Celestiad is definitely taking its toll. Alright. Did it say re-raise when I was casting Arise? That was odd. Alright. Yeah. Basically need to keep Celeste alive because she still has most of her MP. Alright. I think we're pretty close, though. I think this actually might be the final blow. Yep, there it is. And yeah, with that, the defeat of Kefka, we have finally completed Final Fantasy VI. Well, I say we finally, there's still like video left here. That's because I decided to leave in the credits and everything for this episode, just because I didn't really want to split this up into two. But yeah, the tower is collapsing now that. Where have you guys been? They've probably been playing Go Fish on the on the airship. My personal headcanon with when you leave Umaro and Gogo on the airship is one of them says "Go fish," Gogo says "Go fish," and then Umaro gets mad, punches Gogo, and then Gogo mimics it and punches him back, and they just keep punching each other back and forth. Oh no, magic is disappearing. What'll happen to Terra? What'll happen to us if we don't get off of here? Alright, let's go. So, yeah, at this point, 30 minutes basically, we're going to be watching credits. So, this entire scene is essentially the cast list for the main cast. And if you didn't find anyone while you were on your adventure, there'll actually, instead of whatever item that is going to represent them, it'll actually be a little portrait of them and sort of like a vision as to where to find them so that on your next time through, you can try and find them. Cyan. as Cyan Garamonde. It's represented by a katana blade. Now you'll notice that a lot of these cutscenes have Edgar and Celeste in them. And I think that's kind of intentional. Just because those are two of the three people that you have to have in order to finish the game. But instead of these little escape sequences like this, you'll actually get the sort of the vision type thing, where to find them. Setzer Gabbiani? Oh, silly Setzer. Wait. Ooh. Whenever you think you're right, you're wrong. Fair enough, Setzer. Aw. Still missing his girlfriend. Edgar Roni Figaro. And Sabin as Sabin Renee Figaro. Now, I don't know what their cutscene what this cutscene would be. Oh, you know what? Now that I do remember. So if you didn't recruit Sabin, instead this beam will fall and Setzer, Edgar, and Celeste will work together to move it, and they'll say, "Man, I really wish we had Sabin here." Sabin. Og as Mog. Mog would be the plushie toy that you get out of one of the claw machines, wouldn't he? Because that's essentially what happens here. Pretty sure those wings aren't just for show, Mog. I've seen other Moogles before. In Kingdom Hearts, I know they can fly using their wings. What's the deal? Umaro. Umaro as Umaro. Won't open. Monkey, help. He's just bashing his way through a solid rock wall. Ooga. I do really like, I appreciate this type of Go-Go as Go-Go. I do appreciate things like this in games where they actually have a little bit of fun with their cast list. It is nice that you don't actually have to manually do this. It's not like a Metroid game where you have to do the escape sequence. Alright, quit mimicking Celeste, otherwise you're going to fall. Poor Go-Go. No, he's fine. Or they're fine. Gao as... Is it just Gao, or is there an actual last name? Nope, it's just Gao. I love how we get all of the random characters that just go by a single name. Shortcut. Take shortcut. But yeah, you notice how a lot of these cutscenes only have Celeste and Edgar in them, with whoever they, whichever character they're with, and that's so they don't have to, so they don't have, so they don't have to assume who they have with you. I really like this one. Um, so this is Locke and Celeste. Now I don't know what will happen if you just have Celeste. Like, I've never really done a whole lot of the. I've never done a playthrough without getting everyone because I don't know. That just kind of defeats the purpose, to me at least. Come on, this place is breaking apart. Hold on, I need to get my bandana. Aw, dives in the rescuer. That's so cute. I won't let go, I promise. I'm pretty sure this came out before Titanic did. Crazy, you almost got yourself killed for that. Hey, asshole, this bandana got me moving again. But one thing that I did kind of forget to mention, if you didn't recruit Terra, um, in the final scene, before the place starts falling apart, but after the final battle, Terra will actually show up if you don't have her in the party, or if you whether you left her on the airship or if you just didn't recruit her, she would show back up to help you out, to help you get out of the Kefka's tower, get back to the airship. Realm as Realm Aroni, maybe. I'm curious if that has to be just based off of last names. That has to be Shadow's actual last name, right? If it was Shadow's mother's, or not Shadow's mother's, Realm's mother's last name, then it would be the same as Strago's, which it's not. I don't know. It's kind of weird. We don't really know because it doesn't really show what Shadow's last name actually is in these credits. I think we're going to see it here. Yeah. Shadow as Dirty Ninja. No, Shadow as Shadow. So this is one of the things that I kind of wish they would have done differently, is Shadow's story. So here's the thing. Shadow decides to stay at Kefka's tower and essentially give up, which really just kind of goes against everything that we've worked for. Like, I think if you had seen all of Shadow's memories, then you should have been able to save him. But you don't, which is kind of just sad and kind of I feel like it just goes against everything that we've done. Maybe I'm just like not getting the message very well or something, but I don't know. Come on, Strago. Like, if you saw all the memories, then I mean, Shadow literally said in the against Kefka, friends and family. And you. Aww. So sweet. But yeah, that's really the only sort of gripe with the ending that I have is Shadow's ending. Maybe in a future remake, whenever they decide to inevitably give this game the Octopath Traveler treatment, then maybe they'll do it a little differently or something. I I would love to have a 3D remake in the same sort of vein as well, maybe not the exact same vein as Final Fantasy VII remake, but I I'd love to see more to this game because for being one of the best Final Fantasy games, it just doesn't really have a whole lot. Like it never seemed like there was enough hype for it, like with Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy IV, when this game really should deserve more. And obviously, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, and you probably can appreciate this game and see how it is one of the best. Don't give up, Katerin. I won't either. This, and by the way, this is Terra talking to her, talking to the kids. Alright, I am going to turn up the volume so I can actually hear the music. Oh, Celeste is checking on everyone. Terra? Because we actually do get to hear a version of the Final Fantasy theme, which doesn't actually show up in every game, but this is one of them and has one of the best renditions of it. And yeah, we still have quite a bit left. There's still another 10 15 minutes left in this sequence. These are all credits though. So, um gotta figure out what to actually talk about now. Nobu Umatsu. Sorry if I pronounced the name incorrectly, but definitely an amazing uh, composer. Now, my get I don't know if they include everyone who's worked on the original versions of games and the Pixel remasters, or if it's just the Pixel remasters. So if you have played any of the Pixel remasters so far, I guess which ones have you played, and which ones, um, which one has been your favorite so far? If you've played more than one of them, I know for me, obviously, six is definitely my favorite Final Fantasy, but other than six, I've played quite a bit of five, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously, I talked about why I kind of put it down for a little bit, but I actually just started playing Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster, and I haven't gotten into any of the parts that people really don't like about the game, um, but it's interesting. I can. It's definitely a very different Final Fantasy compared to pretty much all the others, and I think I talked about it during our Skyrim Let's Play at some point. But one of the key sort of things with Final Fantasy II is the fact that you level up your weapon skill or your magic skill by using them more, much more like a Elder Scrolls game rather than a Final Fantasy game or any other traditional JRPG, which is a little odd, but it's still interesting. Like, it's an interesting change. I think it's made a little easier in definitely having the speed up feature or the max battle feature definitely helps. Like, that helps mitigate some of the pain of the slow battles trying to grind up your skills. It's so hard to choose like a favorite sort of song in this game, but again, one of my favorites is still Celeste's theme. I don't know. I just really like Celeste as a character and pretty much everything surrounding her, other than the dark past. But I like the idea that she finally woke up to what was happening and decided to make a change. I can really appreciate that in a character. And obviously, the cliff scene is definitely a heart jerker, especially on your first time through. Her theme is very, very sad. Like, it's very much a melancholy, uh, hopeless sort of theme, but as we saw sort of in the credits, there was her theme and Locke's theme really complement each other, which goes very well with the uh, uh, goes very well with the story. And as we're hearing in the background, uh, can you please rise for the Final Fantasy national anthem? This is the Final Fantasy theme in the background. Really great rendition of it. And if you didn't know, the shadow going across the screen is actually the airship going over ahead. And I think they got like an actual orchestra to do all of this music, and it is beautiful. I love orchestrated versions of game music. Obviously, I love the game music itself, but the orchestrated versions just sound so wonderful. Not today, Edgar. You get to kind of see the towns rebuild. And that is ultimately one of the core themes of Final Fantasy VI is even in the darkest of times, we will find a way to move on and rebuild. And I just think that's a really beautiful message. And with that, Terra lets her hair out in the breeze, finally letting go. Not entirely sure why we're focusing on these birds, but sure. Just imagine Mog being like, yeah, can we land? I really want to take a nap. And I believe that is it. To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the originals to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks. We got the prelude playing in the background, and the end. Yeah, that is it for the Final Fantasy VI Let's Play. I'd just like to thank anyone who's popped in, joined, and I'd like to thank Ben, obviously, for joining me for the majority of the playthrough. Obviously, he wasn't able to finish off the series with me, but I understand, and of course, if he ever has time again and wants to join me for something else, I'm always for it. But uh, I am very happy that we finally got to finish off this amazing game. As far as what the next Final Fantasy game that I get to will be, it'll kind of depend. I've thought about doing Final Fantasy 1, but then I remember that it's Final Fantasy 1, and then maybe if I tried the Pixel remaster, it might not be as bad, but I feel compelled to play the original, even though I know that's a bad idea. But I'll have to get through, feel a bit more confident with one of the other games to really want to do it for the channel. But we'll see. If there's a suggestion as to one specific one that I should try and check out, then obviously I might prioritize that. Um, Unlike most series where I like to try and go in order of release, um, Final Fantasy, since it's a series that doesn't have continuity between games, I am more okay with not doing that, not sticking to that uh, type of thing with them. So just kind of doing whichever one I feel is best, whichever one that I have enough confidence to play, because that is ultimately one of the things that kind of holds me back from playing like a game for the channel is I don't feel confident in my abilities to play it. But yeah. As far as Final Fantasy goes, we will see. Probably won't be for a little while before we get to another one of the games, but I've really enjoyed playing Final Fantasy VI again, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Let's Play.